Well, the Small Business Policy Project is a project to improve the environment in the District of Columbia for small businesses.
The Small Business Policy Project is a culmination of a group of stakeholders from the small business community, from government agencies, and from some of our local resource partners.
The project really started with an idea from Diana Meyer at the City Community Development and approached CNHED to say, you guys have been successful in housing advocacy. We need to do the same thing for small business.
In April, the working groups commenced and they began meeting in April. And they met monthly pretty much through the duration of the fall, trying to work through the various aspects of the recommendations.
Yeah, a couple of years ago I was invited to be on the board of the Small Business Policy Project as a small business representative. And it's sort of a conglomeration of everybody in DC who has an interest in helping develop small business.
There was a consensus among the community and certainly small businesses, whether currently in business in DC or potentially looking to come into DC, that DC wasn't really a business-friendly environment.
The whole idea behind this project is to actually find out from small businesses what their issues are. What can we do to improve the situation?
The steering committee consists of small business stakeholders, meaning those from the local government and those from our other local small business resource partners, as well as a multitude of small business owners.
We have 5 core recommendations or themes, and there are at least 2 steering committee members serving on each of those working groups.
I got involved because if you don't do it yourself, you can't complain. And I knew that I had the opportunity to hopefully make a difference with the other steering committee members, and here we are today.
I think that there are a lot of businesses that can develop and grow in neighborhoods, and I think these businesses are needed because they will hire local residents and they will fuel local neighborhood economies.
I think most people realize that small business is the catalyst. They're the ones that hire new employees. So if small business is successful, hiring will be successful.
We have thousands of small businesses in the city. Many of them need technical assistance, better access to capital, and improved government regulation.
It's important for the Small Business Policy Project to continue with what we started out to do, to not just come up with a report that we give to council and the mayor and say this is what we come up with.
When the final recommendations were released in February, we informed stakeholders that we would be setting up working groups, and several of the steering committee members are serving on those working groups to implement the recommendations.
It's just amazing to me that we've all come together and this is what's going to be the outcome of this, to have this one website or portal for new businesses or current businesses to go to.
I think one of the main recommendations that is true and dear to my heart and to the heart of DSLBD is the One City Business Portal. I think one of the major obstacles of small businesses coming into the city is knowing where to go or to have duplicative efforts from one agency to another. I think with the One City Business Portal, it's one-stop shopping, so to speak. You go to one place, fill out one application, or as best as you can, and then it will lead to feeding into other applications for other district agencies so that you don't have to hop from one agency to another, and therefore hopefully ease the process for our small businesses. So
now is the right time to do this because as the city grows, if small businesses don't participate at this point, they may be left out.
DC is going through a major transformation. We're receiving almost 1,000 new residents a week or a month, I should say.
You can't go anywhere without seeing all the new development and construction.
There's billions of dollars in development projects that's encouraging small business to develop around these projects.
But it's not all about just the big developers. It's about the small businesses and how they can work together, possibly through the CBE program, to have the small businesses down there in addition to the big boys and girls.
You see neighborhoods being more vibrant, neighborhoods being revitalized. And when these neighborhoods are revitalized, they need the services of small businesses, they need the retailers who are usually small businesses. So if we can change the policies and make these processes easier, it coincides with the growth of DC and makes this place a place where small businesses want to come and start.
If this project is successful, we will see an infusion and expansion of capital made available to small businesses throughout the district.
Access to capital is the big issue. All small businesses need better access to capital.
It often comes down to money and funding, whether it's the immediate funds that the small business owner has, or certainly in this case, what grants or loans can be available to the small business owner.
The other thing that's vitally important, and I think a measure of success for this project, is that district government agencies are full partners in the process.
I got involved because being the director of the Department of Small and Local Business Development, we're an advocate for small businesses. And what better way to be an advocate but to help come together and change policies for our small businesses?
If this project is successful, we hope it gives a greater voice to small business, that small business is more important in the discussion of policy in the District of Columbia, that it's a higher priority.
I think one of the main key ingredients for successfully changing the small business climate in DC is that, again, you have your buy-in from your small businesses, and you have your buy-in from your city leaders.
Certainly, one of the things is that perception that DC is not a friendly place to start up business, that would be reduced. Number two, the CBE program in DC would double and triple, where local small businesses would attach themselves to the CBE program, which is sort of a set-aside program for getting opportunities in DC on large projects.
All of those are outcomes we hope to get from this project.